So I'm like, who is this asshole making fun of realtors?
Yeah.
How are you?
I was thinking about getting out of the business because nothing was working for me. Like these people are making full careers off Instagram and YouTube and shit.
What it takes to get something like what you're producing done.
I don't know. I was just in the shower. Oh, it'd be funny if I did like an Eminem thing again, brought him back. Right now, I'm going to Sault Ste. Marie.
Actually?
Why would I fucking make up Sault Ste. Marie?
All right, buddy. Thanks a lot, man.
Dude.
Appreciate it. From wine country to cottage country, real estate is all about lifestyle. I'm Andrew Perry, and welcome to That Fine Life. Welcome back to another episode of That Fine Life podcast. I'm your host, Andrew Perry. This is the podcast where we interview entrepreneurs, realtors, CEOs. Were you doing this?
Yeah, I was doing Mr. Burns.
Yeah, the CEO's pose.
Yeah.
Where we ask the hard-hitting questions to find out, how do you live that fine life? So my guest today is Matt Lionetti, content creator, realtor, speaker, a fellow emo head, or is that just
100% a fellow emo
head?
Yeah, we were just talking about that.
Yeah, and I got one question because everybody wants to know, how are you? All right, okay, so I got.
Hey, yours is pretty good too.
Hey man, I'm tatted up, man. I'm in
shit.
I'm a full emo head. Yeah, full emo.
Were you in
head.
a band?
Yeah, Flatline Endings. That's where I came up with the name The Fine Life, because it's very close to the Flatline.
Oh fuck! Were you like in a touring band?
Yeah.
Shit.
Actually, we opened up for Gob, Grade, Cancer Bats.
I hear you calling
from a yacht in the night.
Yeah. That video was like ahead of its time with all the zombies. It was sick.
Actually, now I'm trying to remember it now.
They're on the soccer field. All the zombies are playing.
Yes. They're a Canadian band, aren't they?
Yeah. Canadian. I don't even think the American listeners will know what we're talking about.
No.
I don't think they've broken.
And you're helping me expand the reach, because I don't have any reach internationally, but you do incredible.
Well, you're pretty much in fucking Buffalo. It took me 17 hours to get here. I don't know how.
Yeah, we. Well, you know what? It's funny because although we're so close, like I never even go there.
Yeah.
But my wife's Italian and her family's Italian.
Yeah.
So they would like go over there for milk. I'm like, why are you going over there for milk? Well, I'm not paying $2 for a fucking liter over here in Canada.
Shit. Is it that close to go for milk?
I guess.
Jesus.
I don't know. So anyways, I have to shout out Vanessa Dewar, because I'm like, what can I ask Matt Lionetti? And she's like, go say, where are you?
I like that.
I'm like, how are you? And she's like, genius.
Well, I'm good. Thank you.
Good.
For asking.
So thanks for coming on the show, because I know you're super, super busy. And, I think everybody that I talk to when I say that I know you is like, well, how the hell does he think of all these really, really funny things? Yeah. And I'll tell you, when I first heard about you, I was like, it was a comedy video about shit like realtors. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, who is this asshole making fun of realtors? And then I found out you're a realtor, and then I'm like, oh shit, okay, so he's allowed now. Yeah. So when did you start making videos?
Probably about 3 years now. August 2019 was like my first funny video.
Yeah.
And it was for a listing. I had just left my team. And I was thinking about getting out of the business because nothing was working for me. I had these comedy ideas since the moment I got into real estate. Everyone said, you can't do it. It's funny, but it's not going to work in real estate.
Yeah.
You're already young. Don't hinder yourself more by doing like these stupid comedy sketches.
Yeah.
So I left the team. I was thinking about getting out of the business, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to go for it. I've kind of 1 foot out the door already. If it doesn't work, I'll just go back to my job I worked at Sunglass Hut. Prior,
Classic.
it was unreal. I sold like $60,000 worth of sunglasses in 5 months. It was like incredible. Nice. I still get 50% off there. It's
nice. They're begging you to come back.
Yeah. Every day I get an email. No, and then I was like, you know what? I had this really kind of shitty listing, and it was actually shitty. There's like mold everywhere. None of the appliances worked. There was a hole in the roof, like one of those. And 2019 wasn't the market that we had just come out of. You still had to sell. It's kind of like the market now. You had to actually sell things. Actually do something to sell it. So I was like, I need to market it somehow. So I did my first video. It was like the shut the front door video where I keep like almost swearing. And I was like, here's my listing. If you don't like it, you can and then cut to the front door. And then it kept going like that. I posted it, got the most engagement I'd ever gotten.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's badass. That was enough for me because nothing was working. And then The listing ended up selling in like 7 hours with 3 offers, and it sold over ask.
Wow.
And then from there, I was like, oh, maybe there's something here, because
Yeah.
2 of the offers actually came from the video. They had messaged me and they're like, oh, we saw your video. That was funny. I'm going to bring my clients.
That's what I was going to ask. Like, is there tangible results from these videos?
Yeah, there is.
That's amazing.
Yeah, dude, one of the Freddie Mercury videos, and that was the next one that hit. That was the one that really hit. That like,
the best.
So that one came out February 2020, right before the pandemic. That's how I remember it. And that was the one that like Ryan Serhant reached out after, and it was like surreal, because he's the reason I got into the business. And yeah, that has made me quite a bit of money in commission.
Yeah,
just from that one video. Like I did a $2.3 million sale. Was it this year or end of,
I remember that the modern one.
It was another one. It was 2 lawyers, and like I got them from that video. Isn't
that interesting? Where real estate used to be this very button up kind of thing.
Yeah,
and the people who were saying that to you were probably watching the earlier videos that were, kind of like off color. They're like, okay, that's funny, but it wasn't really well done.
Yeah.
And then you think that like, who's actually going to want, especially in the luxury space, who's going to want to work with somebody like that? But then if you look at who's buying and selling luxury real estate right now, like a lot of millennials and a lot of younger people, even the older generation, like think about your parents, like they grew up listening to like badass music, and half of them were hippies.
Yeah.
So like they're a lot different than what you would think of a clientele of a luxury agent.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so weird, because like, yeah, I mean, there's definitely an argument for like, yeah, maybe the luxury people won't like it, but I hate when people like they just put everyone in the same pool.
Yeah.
Like just because people have money doesn't mean they're just serious assholes.
Yeah.
Like I know a ton of people who have tons of money who are just idiots like me, like they just like to have fun and shit like that.
Yeah.
So it's like weird. Like rich people like to laugh too. So I'm not going to get everyone, as no one is.
Of
and
course.
I figured that out. You're not going to win everybody over. So you might as well niche down on what, you're good at. Use your personality, utilize that, and kind of leverage that. And now what it's doing for me, which is cool, and you were saying the millennials, it's getting a lot of other content creators to reach out looking for homes, because they have money. Like these people are making full careers off Instagram and YouTube and shit. And those people are kind of reaching out because there's like a relatability between me and them, because they're like, oh, like you kind of get how I make my money. I had a guy who just did, like, he does a podcast, and he was like, I was able to like go through the house with him and be like, yeah, you can do this here, you can do this here. Cause I understand like how to, I've gone through building a podcast studio in my house. So like, I kind of get it. And those are things that not every agent would kind of so that's been kind of cool to see this year. More creators.
Yeah. I love that. And another thing too, is that these people know, what it takes to get something like what you're producing done.
Yeah.
Like it takes a lot of work. Because when I started out in the industry, I was very similar to you. I was doing way more videos than I probably should have been. And at the time I was spending way too much time and energy on it that I couldn't really, and they weren't as good as yours. So I didn't get as much exposure, and I just had to shift gears. So I, even just for me, if I was moving to Bowmanville, I'd be like, okay, well, who can I jive with? And I think when you're putting out all that content, people start feeling like they know you.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And it's the best, video is the best way to get people to feel like they know you. And now it's like 2 sides of my business, because now I have like the actual real estate side, but now I have the content creation side too. And that's like a business in itself now.
Right.
So now that's, I'm getting a lot of kind of passive income coming in from that way.
Right.
And now I'm trying to build that as well. So it's like a slippery slope trying to balance it all.
Well, I agree. But would you have any plans of maybe turning that into an actual real estate business where now you can, okay, well, I can't be here because I got to go and speak at Inman.
Yeah.
And I've got buyers who are calling me. Like, think about starting a team maybe, or like a.
Starting to creep in a little bit. I was always kind of anti-team, not for any reason. I just didn't want the fucking responsibility. Everyone I talk to, like, there's so much that comes with a team.
Yeah.
And like, so many guys are like, yeah, like, I used to make way more money before I had a team.
That's true too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know, but it might start to make sense as I'm
Yeah.
traveling a lot more. Like I'm already have a lot of dates booked next year, 2023. So, yeah, I might have to look into that.
Now, so how do you're kind of like on this huge trajectory, which I love, but where did that begin in terms of getting other speaking engagements? And, was it just, hey, I love your videos, would you come talk? Or were you actively, pursuing speaking engagements?
That was always something that I really wanted to do. I didn't really know how to get into it. I journaled it every night because, that's something I really wanted to do. And the first one was it was called the Real Move Summit, and shout out to them, Jorge and Ramita and them, because they kind of put me on the map for speaking, I guess. Yep. And I spoke with Ryan Serhan in Boston. That was kind of my first speaking thing.
That was your first speaking thing?
Yeah.
That's a pretty big speaking thing.
It was a pretty big speaking thing. And he watched me. Like he
just sat there.
He just sat in the back, and I was like, "Fuck," and it was sick. And then from that, it just kind of started to snowball. I met Giselle Ugardi, who I've now just signed to her booking agency, the Talent Brokerage.
Yeah, I think I have followed her on Instagram too. She's from New York.
She's now in New York.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, she's incredible. So and that's how it goes. That's how kind of everything goes. You do something, because I journaled it for all those years. And then I had to answer the call.
Yeah.
So then I had to make sure I was actually good to do it. They kind of took a chance on me. They liked my video, so they didn't know if I could speak.
Right.
And they brought me out. I did well, and then it kind of created a bunch more opportunities. And since I'm going to be speaking at Inman for the third time now. And that's one of the biggest conferences.
Yeah.
I spoke in New York last year, Vegas, Palm Springs. So just like kind of going around North America now, and yeah, it's been sick, but it all started from that one in Boston.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, how do you prepare for something like that is what I'm trying to say, because you've got, you come from making videos, and then obviously you enjoy speaking, you're manifesting it all. And then you get a call to go speak on the same stage as Ryan Serhan. And this is like kind of your first big thing, right? So how do you prepare for that?
Yeah. I mean, they kind of gave me their topic a little bit, what they wanted. I kind of told them what I was going to do in turn. We kind of like had a collaboration on what I'd speak on. And then I just like pounded it out. And most of my speaking is like storytelling.
Yeah.
And cause it's like, we were talking about this a little off air, like people, I don't know. There's a lot of speakers that I'm just not into.
Yeah.
I think they just like, it's like their way or the highway. And what I like to do is like show like, okay, this is what I did. This is my opinion on what I did.
Yeah.
And if you can pull any type of inspiration to put that into what you can do, then do it. I'm not telling you, say fuck on camera and do a bunch of funny videos and you say, well, yeah, like that's not what I'm telling you to do, but I'm telling stories because I almost got out of the business and like things like that. And then how my personality and how I kind of leveraged my personality and it kind of revamped everything and created a bunch of opportunity for me.
Right.
I think it's a thing that a lot of people can relate to because I think a lot of people lose their self in this business.
I agree.
So that's what I spoke on. And then once I kind of had the topic, honestly, that first one, I wrote it all down.
So that's what I'm getting at. Like you're actually writing this down.
Yeah, I wrote the keynote down because I didn't know how to prepare for one at first.
Yeah.
And then I just literally filmed myself 7,000 times doing it.
Good for you.
And then I would watch it.
Good for you.
I'd watch it back and be like, no, that sucked. I could do better right there. And then it's kind of, now it's, it's less, it's still a lot of preparation because I have about 3 keynotes that I go around doing now.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So is that kind of then like, this may sound like completely green, but is that kind of like, similar to what a comedian would do is like work on a set and have a couple in their back pocket and then be able to switch it up?
Yeah, for sure. And like, there's a couple like, cause I try and bring like a lot of humor into my talk and stuff like that. And certainly, when you're going out cold for the first time, you don't really know you kind of know from videos, you kind of start having like a pulse of what people like.
Yeah.
So you can kind of lean on that a bit, but until you get out in front of people, you don't really know what's going to work.
Yeah.
So at a Real Move Summit, that was finally, I was like, I got to do it. I got to speak. And then I got to see like, okay, they liked that joke. That didn't really hit as much because I like to, I like to have like bring a lot of value, but bring it in a way that, in a package that's light, and
Yeah.
people can, say something very valuable and then wrap it up with a joke.
Right.
And then it's like, oh, that was funny. He did that, but oh, there's actually some value
There's
there.
some content to it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then there's a lot of like, cause I try new shit. Like I remember my first joke in where I was speaking in Vegas, fucking bombed. And I was like, fuck, that's a tough crowd. Like,
Yeah,
okay. And then
yeah.
it's like you said, I have the shit in my back pocket that maybe I can, okay, I
Take
got to
out,
bring them
yeah.
back first before I get into this shit because I missed. You can't hit all the time, and
No.
you don't until you fail. You don't know what's gonna hit.
Exactly, and that's I think that moment you're like, okay, boom, now I know what exactly I need to do to execute a better talk.
Yeah.
So the Buzz conference, the same in here. Anyways, the Buzz conference, how I prepare is I usually choose a topic that I'm super passionate about.
Yeah.
So I really don't prepare at all, and maybe that's the bad part about what I'm about to say, because Sam and I were like going over like one-liners on the drive to Mississauga. Do you remember that on the Buzz conference? I was like, why don't you say this? And then he's like, pulls up a quote from Trump and he's like, say this. I'm like, fuck, that's a good quote, but it's also a Trump quote.
Yeah.
So I said the quote in the talk. Actually, everybody did love the quote, by the way, but I didn't say who it was. But no, I did say something in a group of like 300 people. And I'm like, it's okay. You're allowed to laugh. And then I cracked it. But I knew that first thing, that was the first time where I said something. I'm like, am I on a Zoom call? Because I can't hear anybody laugh.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, it's okay. You're allowed to laugh at that. And then they laughed and then I got them back.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes it's, especially for me, like I've seen people walk out of my talks because I swear a bunch.
Did you swear?
Yeah.
Well, I was swearing too, but
Yeah.
only because Nazma Ali. Do you know who she is?
Of course, yeah.
So she's just swearing the entire time. Like, this is great.
Yeah.
And then so I get up and I dropped like 2 F-bombs.
Yeah.
And then Virginia was like, I didn't know we were swearing at the. I'm like, Virginia, I'm so
Really?
sorry. She wasn't
No,
concerned,
Virginia's the
obviously,
best.
but
I love
she's
Virginia.
amazing. But
Yeah.
she's like, I didn't know like this was going to be a swear fest today. I'm like, sorry. But when you're speaking about something you're passionate about, it just kind of comes out.
Yeah, it comes out. I mean, and I think what people like about my talks too is it's like I script, like I said, I write it all out, but it's not, I don't know.
Yeah,
a lot
I'm
of the times
sure.
I kind of like, I get on stage and I'm like, fuck that. I'm just going to go with something else. Like,
Yeah.
I think people kind of like the rawness of it.
Yeah.
No slides, none of
Yeah.
that bullshit. I show some videos. I can't do fucking slides. I feel like a grade 6
I
English
know.
teacher. I can't do it.
Virginia said I had to have slides.
Yeah, but yeah.
For
but-
the one, and then I'm like, I just like put words or like screenshots.
Well,
of my
they're
Instagram.
engaging.
For sure.
Yeah, they're engaging to have. Like, that's why, because she was saying that to me, and she's spoken all over the world.
Yeah.
And she's someone I really respect.
Absolutely. She's the best.
Yeah, she's amazing. And so when she had a bunch of calls because I spoke at Buzz in January, and we had a bunch of calls about it. And she was saying, and this was, my first talk was October, and I think that was my second talk ever. Was
Was that like your first time in Canada?
Yeah.
Right. Nice.
Yeah. So then she was telling me like, this works. Bring slides because it's engaging, even if it's like not a lot.
Yeah.
Just like bring something. So I was like, all right. And I listened, and it worked out really well. Because,
Yeah, it was a good one.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we talked about kind of that kind of preparation. Let's talk about like how do you prepare for your videos? And you talked about the Eminem one. I can't remember if that was off camera, but anyways, did you decide to do the Blink-182 right after that because it did so well? Or?
Yeah. So I did the Eminem
That was so
greeting
good,
card.
man.
I had done a Stan
Didn't
video.
you do the Stan? Yeah.
Stan like a couple years or like a year ago.
That was
That
the
one
best
hit.
too.
And then I was like, I don't know, I was just in the shower. Literally, it was the day I thought of it was the day I posted it type deal. Like, I was just like, oh, it'd be funny if I did like an Eminem thing again, brought him back.
Yeah.
And I just like thought of one part because I can kind of, it's not a good Eminem impression, but you can understand what I'm doing. So I was doing it in the shower and I was fucking laughing so hard while I was doing it. And I was like, let's just
jokes. I love
act
it.
on it. And so I did. And then I just like wrote it and I was laughing so hard writing that shit. And then I did it. And then I texted Eric, the broke agent. And I was like, I think I hit something on this one. Cause you kind of know when you like got one. And like, every couple months you'll like hit one.
Yeah.
And then I sent it to him. He's like, yeah, that's it. And then we posted it and it did really well. That was the first time my wife actually laughed at a video of mine. It took fucking 3 years. And then, after that, I was like, okay, I'll do Blink-182, like Tom DeLonge from Blink-182. That one did, you know, I didn't think it was going to do as well, and it didn't, but it still did well.
Yeah.
It was just like a fun thing to do for the holidays. I
Yeah.
always like to do something for the holidays, like whether it's, you know, Halloween, Christmas, Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
So no,
So
it
do you
was
think
good.
that's important, is to kind of like tag on to something that's trending? And
Yeah, capitalize where you can. I
yeah.
mean, it's just like any kind of, everyone's kind of in that mindset, so why not kind of
Mm-hmm.
capitalize on it a little bit?
Yeah. And so are you like writing down ideas when they come to you? Are you time blocking for it?
Yeah, a lot of times I just like write it as I'm
Yeah.
kind of going through my day. If like something happens to me, I'll be like, oh, that's funny. That could do something. Or if I just think of a line or whatever.
Yeah.
A lot of times I have like the kind of idea, but I don't have any lines or anything. Be like, oh, it'd be funny if, you know, I was in, you know, a kitchen and someone said whatever the fuck
Yeah.
I'm thinking of, and then I'll like write that plot down.
Yeah. The open
then-
house one. I think the online lead one, I think, was probably my favorite.
Online lead one.
When you're like talking to a lead or something.
Oh,
and
and I leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was pretty good.
Well, because that's why I think, especially, that's what I love about industry content,
Yeah.
is that, you know, because even before I was kind of aware of it, it was, you know, I was very niched in what I do. It's like, okay, I don't sell it. Like, I'm not a huge Niagara guy. I'm a Niagara on the Lake guy. I'm not, you know, a big farm guy. I'm a big winery guy. You know what I mean? And then it's just when you find your tribe, and those become your biggest supporters and engagers. So I love industry content. And I think that video just absolutely did it for me, because it's like, how many times have I spent like calling leads, you know, what's your email? And it's like, fuck you, 869@gmail.com.
Yeah, exactly. They always do that. It's like Harry Balls 69 is one you get all the time. It's not even like,
it's not even
it's
original
not even
anymore, guys.
creative,
Yeah.
No, but I know it's so true. Like, and I feel like I'm a hard sell sometimes, even for agents. Like, like you said, you were at first like, what the fuck is this? And then it's like takes a couple of videos, and then you're like, all right, maybe I'll get on.
Well, because there's some people that put content out there, and it's like, okay, there's a difference between, you know, making fun of the way we write our property descriptions, and like Cozy is small as shit.
Yeah.
And, you know, if there's a difference between doing that when it's funny and tasteful, to like literally shitting on agents when I'm like, well, what are you doing? Destroying your own like,
yeah, there's
right?
a fine line. I mean, sometimes there are like, there's a lot of shitty agents in our industry.
There really is.
There's like, so sometimes it's fun, but I've kind of like, I don't know, I went hard in the paint for a bit on like doing,
but that's good. It got you the exposure. And
yeah, it had to be a little like shock value. There had to be like some shock value. And I think that's what kind of pushed me a little forward, was like the swearing was very, I swear a lot.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I remember, my wife swears way more than I ever could. I didn't swear before I met her. And we've been together for like 14 years. But yeah, I remember like way before these videos, I was like, I just want to say fuck on camera. And she's like, well, then do it. Like, whatever. And then I did. And then it was kind of like, at first, like, should he, I've never heard anyone say that kind of thing. Not that I was the first person to ever fucking swear on camera in this industry, but like, I don't know, it just kind of like put me in a, and people were like, oh, should he do that? Should he not do that? And it was like shocking. And then it just was like shareable because of that.
Yeah.
But I'm conscious about it, because swearing could ruin a video too. If
right.
you do it
if it's too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's got to like, because I think a good hard fuck can emphasize like, just really create a moment.
I agree. Yeah.
If it's in the right context.
I totally agree. Now, so where did the whole broke agent kind of partnership like, how did you guys meet? Did he reach out? Did you guys know each other before? I
reached out way back when. He had done a story about collabing on something, and I didn't know him. I was like, yeah, I'd do it. Then we started talking. I was like, do you take submissions for like videos? He's like, yeah, send me what you have. And I sent him some videos, and he thought it was funny. And then the first time we kind of collabed, he did the Broke News Network. He had that going for a bit, and he asked me to do like little cameos in the skits. And we just started talking. We were like, became friends.
Yeah.
And then we were like, you know, we kind of have something, because like he's like the OG of all this shit.
Yeah.
And then like I had the video side of it, which he was doing more memes at the time. And we were just like, we should do something more. And that's where the podcast came from. And the podcast was like our first step kind of off Instagram and off like those platforms,
Getting onto YouTube and stuff like
YouTube
that.
and Spotify. Yeah.
Do you think that's going to be a something to add to your vision board for 2023? Is some longer form content, or
Yeah,
you
I've
said
always,
off camera you're comfortable on Instagram?
yeah,
I love it too.
I love Instagram, but no, I know I have to expand. The podcast is great because it's really kind of created, like really kind of solidified the brand.
Yep.
Because it's more than just like me making funny videos now. But yeah, I need to get on YouTube more, and I just don't know exactly what I want to do yet. If it's like funny content
Or
or
is it
like
educate? Yeah,
yeah, educational or like a bit of both. I mean, I think anything I do will have some sort of like sarcasm or humor, just because that's how I am.
yeah,
But yeah, I would definitely want to, and I would recommend everyone kind of go across all the platforms. But it's not bad to
Yeah.
just like one platform either. I feel like
Right.
there's so many rules now. Like there's so many of these gurus like, oh, you got to be across all these platforms. You got to do this. You got to post like 5 times a day. It's like just do whatever the fuck you want. Like, who
Yeah.
cares?
Well,
Like,
Eric, broke agent, thinks Facebook's come back.
yeah, it is.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Well,
Eric, I will say,
he's
as
a
much as
smart
I
guy.
hate him, no, I love Eric.
Of course.
He's a genius with this shit. He
Absolutely.
really has it. He knows exactly. Like I send him most of my videos. I'm like, "What do you think? Is
What do
that
you
gonna
think?
hit?" And he'll tell me if it's gonna hit or not. And he's literally. I don't think he's been wrong once.
Right.
He just knows.
Well, I think there's a certain intelligence that goes, and I mean this completely genuinely, into creating a strong meme account for
Yeah.
one, because the consistency in hitting what people are unconsciously thinking about on a day-to-day basis in
Yeah.
any industry, and then somebody pinpointing it, it's just like I've had to reply to his stories like just in dying on the floor laughing.
Yeah.
Like the one when he actually responded to me, so thank you, Eric. He had the 2 toilets beside each other.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's have a shit off.
Yeah.
And he sent a laughing emoji. I felt really proud.
Nice. You made him laugh.
Wow. Apparently, and
Wow.
through
That's
emoji,
good.
right?
He's pretty much cold as hell. Has no expression ever.
Well, I think I won him over when I had about 12 Manhattans in Dallas, Texas, and I
Yeah.
did like an American patriotic video,
Yeah, he
and I
liked
didn't
that?
know he was recording.
Oh, really?
We had a vlog crew, I guess, right? Him and Dan O'Neill.
Yeah, him, Dan O'Neill, Byron. Yeah, the whole.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was vlogging the whole thing.
And then I woke up to my videographer saying, hey, you got on camera doing like a whole patriotic speech about America last night. I was like, wow.
Really?
Was Glenda Baker
I
there?
didn't see that.
He probably was like, that is not going on social
Yeah.
media. So we talked about kind of what's next in terms of content, but like, are you really starting to take I know you are because I can see it, but like, do you want to take your speaking career to like that next level in 2023 as well?
Yeah, for sure.
What can we expect? Where are you going?
Right now I'm going to Sault Ste. Marie, January 12th.
Are you actually?
Yeah.
Fucking,
The
that's
fuck?
amazing.
Why would I fucking make up Sault Ste. Marie? Fuck.
I don't know.
Yeah. I told they asked me to send a video.
Yeah. What, are
Of
you going
me
to the
saying-
board?
What?
Where are you going, Sault Ste. Marie?
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't fucking know where I'm going until I don't know. People just tell me where to go and I go.
nice. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. They were like, "Can you send a video saying you're coming?" I just fucking like ripped on Susie. I was like, "Yeah, I've never fucking heard of where I'm going, but like, I don't know. I guess they liked it. I'm still going." So, and then I'm doing Inman, New York City, end
Yeah.
of January, and then I think I'm doing Boston again in April. I have a lot of like up in the airs, a Texas one. I think there was a Nashville one, so I'm just
Yeah.
like waiting to hear. And now, like I said, I've signed on with the talent
With the-
brokerage, so now they're going to
Doing
be
a
out
lot of
there
that
doing
work
it for
for
me
you.
because before I was just doing it all myself, like booking it and
Yeah. And then was that what you just send out submissions or kind of applications, I guess?
haven't sent out one. Like
Oh, good.
Yeah, everyone
Good.
just has reached out this far, so has been awesome. Yeah, because I didn't know. Like I said, that real move really kind of opened everything up for me. If you can get your
Yeah.
foot in it, if that's something you guys like, everyone wants to do.
Mhm.
If you can just get that one person to give you a shot, I mean,
Yeah.
you just got to crush it.
Nice.
So
And so what would you say for the people who are looking to get started in making videos? I know you probably get asked that question 100 million times
Yeah.
a year, but where's like somewhere to start?
for making videos,
Yeah.
I think you have to like find what works for you. I mean, a lot of people come up to me like, I want to do creative content, but I'm not
Yeah.
funny. It's like, well, you don't have to be funny. You have to like be authentically yourself, which is
Yeah.
a cliche answer. But like, I always say, like, even if it's like doing just like a normal market update video, but you have a cool like setting. So like, be in your office and have a shelf with like a bunch of shit that you like, your favorite sports team,
Yeah.
a record that you love, some wine if you love, like something that people can watch and get information and value from. But then also there's more to it. And they're like, oh, they like fucking Def Leppard? That's sick.
Yeah.
I love Def
I love
Leppard.
Def Leppard.
Or I love that bottle of wine. Or that sports team. I hate that sports team, but I love this sports team. And
Yeah.
you know, create conversations elsewhere. People don't always want to have like conversations just about real estate. If you can like build that relationship like off of real estate and then kind of like whatever, you can find something that you mutually like, build the relationship there. And then it's almost like you become friends and then you kind of like build it like that. So like start. Yeah. And if you're like a funny person, then yeah, do some funny content.
Right.
If you sing, do singing content. What I don't understand is people who can't sing doing singing content. It's like, if you can't hold a fucking tune, why are you like, that's cringy. This is very cringy to watch. And we've seen a lot of cringy content. Like, I'm sure you see it all the time. I see it. It's just like, what are you doing?
I see it in my old videos.
Are they cringy? Mine are the worst.
Well, because I used to, like I told you, I did everything myself.
Yeah.
And I was too cheap because I didn't have the confidence in my ability to purchase software. So I'd just use iMovie. And then like, it's like filters came out. I'm like, fuck, wow, look at this sepia filter.
Yeah.
This is great.
Badass.
So all my videos had all these stupid filters.
Yeah.
So
that's sick.
no, that's awesome, man. So what about, do you actually do your own editing and stuff like that, or?
Yeah, like depends. I used iMovie at first.
Yep.
It was all iPhone and iMovie at first, and then I upgraded. I got like a couple cameras that I do. I don't even fucking know how to use them, but they look a little bit better. They don't look that much better, to be honest. And I use Final Cut Pro.
Yeah.
And a lot of times my wife will film me. I have like a little lav mic that I bought, like a Rode lav mic.
Yeah.
It's all about the audio. You need good audio.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's always, the content has to be good. You can make, I say this all the time, you can have a $20,000 video. If the content isn't good, no one's gonna watch it. So like, who cares? If all you have is an iPhone, then create something with your iPhone.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I still edit a bunch, like that Eminem and the Blink video. I edited those by myself, and there's not much editing. I mean, it's just, that's what I didn't like editing. So most of my shit is like one take.
Yeah.
Like I don't cut anything because I'm like, fuck that, I don't want to edit it. So I just like talk really fast and try and fit it all in one video. And then they normally perform the best. Like, so all my best performing videos are just iPhone. They're not even, so.
Well, I think the iPhones are good enough now, especially with the lights.
They're filming actual Apple commercials with iPhones.
Yeah.
Like,
is that true though?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I always wonder that. Actually.
I know this was filmed on.
They said it is.
Like, I can't get that. So, all right. So, do you think now? Here's kind of, and then we can wrap it up. But I kind of want to know, like, so you do say that you like the Instagram. That's kind of the majority of your posting. But how important it is it for a content creator to kind of have that full package? So you've got your videos, you've got your speaking, and you've also got the podcast and stuff like that. So do you suggest, once you kind of growing into your own brand and your own messaging that you like to put out, you think it's important to kind of cover different types of bases like audio, video, reels?
Yeah, I think you have to do everything. So what, you mean like audio, like between podcasting and speaking and stuff like that? Or yeah, like I think the thing that's been so good about the podcast and the speaking is that's all content, like that you can just chop up and use, and then it builds so much credibility to your clientele,
right,
and to other people. Like that's like what, like if you ever see someone who likes your picture with a blue check mark, immediately you go look at who it is.
Of course, absolutely.
It's like building that credibility is what you want to do. So like when I speak and when I do the podcast, like I think everyone should. I mean, it's annoying because every realtor pretty much does have a podcast, but like, we all have one. But like, it's even if it's just for clips, you don't even, It's just like so much. You do an hour episode, you can have so many clips if you're
Right.
asking the right questions.
Well, it's like Glenda Baker too, where I saw one Instagram video that she did, and she said she goes in for like an hour or two,
Yep.
and she comes out with 200 videos.
Yeah. She crushes. And then that's the thing. She didn't always come out with 200 videos, but she
Right.
got better and better and better. And now she's legit TikTok famous. Like,
Yeah.
she just like killed it. We had her on the podcast way back when. And I told her she reminded me of Sandra Bullock from The Blind Side. Isn't that it's like exactly who she is. And she's the sweetest person. I love Glenda. She actually just signed to the talent brokerage as well.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, she's amazing. But it's just like everyone wants like the fast success.
Right.
So like not everyone's going to go in, do like a bulk recording 3 hours and get 200 videos right away.
Right.
Maybe you'll get 2. That's still something.
Mhm.
And then you just got to like get better and better and better at it. But no one wants to put in the work to get better.
That's right.
That's why like everyone's like always, that's why those videos do so well. Here's 5 hacks to make $1 million. Like they want the fucking headline, but they don't want to read the article.
It's a 2-minute video. They can't even watch the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, that's what I can't stand about speakers too. And that's why I try and bring like a different angle when I'm speaking. Like so many of these speakers have no substance to them in my opinion, because they just take headlines from everyone else.
Yeah.
They put it in this little fucking thing with the slides, whatever you call it, slideshow. And they just start talking like, oh yeah, you need to get on TikTok and do trends. Next. You got to get on Instagram and do reels. Next. Like, it's like, why though? But they don't fucking know why, because they've never experienced it. They buy 40,000 followers. They take a bunch of smart people's headlines and they go start talking.
Right.
And it's like, these people are frauds.
And that's
we have to stop these people. Is this my camera? We have to stop these fuckers. Zoom in on this. I know all of you. Okay. I fucking know who you are. We're going to stop you. This is fraudulent. Okay. This is crazy shit. And we're actually coming out, BAM's coming out with something that we're really going to start
exposing.
Well, we're not going to expose them, but we're going to bring creators who actually have substance and who actually have credibility to them. Because honestly, I know I was joking around, but like it makes me sad for agents who like spend money on these people and their courses and stuff. And it's like they bought their followers. They're not giving you anything that's real.
Right.
And it's like, you know, and they're spending hard-earned money on it. And like that's the thing I can't stand the most.
Well, and I agree, because like you either are decent at physically speaking, but like you said, you're just pointing at stuff, not really giving it any substance.
Yeah.
Or you have other people who do tell stories and not bad at it, but oh man, they're so dry.
Yeah.
It's like, and I go to conferences, I'm like, why was I turned down for this event? I never go like, oh, why me? I never do that. But like, what the hell? Like, there's a guy literally sleeping beside me.
Yeah.
And if I was there, that would have not fucking happened. Yeah. So it's interesting.
Depends. It's weird. I mean, a lot of, I don't know. I'm very observant, which I'm sure people, if they watch my content, know, because I literally just observe people and just talk about them on my fucking phone. But I just see things and I'm like, I don't know. I saw a podcast the other day, and they were saying sometimes your best role models are negative role models, meaning you see people that you don't want to be like, and you do everything in your power not to do what they do. Yeah. I think that was a pretty cool point. Because I see a lot of those people speaking and they put themselves on a pedestal and they're like, oh, I fucking did all this shit. And then it's like unrelatable. Yeah. I'm like, I don't ever want to be that in any aspect of my life. Yeah. Like even realtors, like, you know, they have their video slow-mo with their Mercedes and then they show their watch. Then their fucking Gucci shoes come out and their Hermes belt, all this fucking bullshit. It's like, fine, that's cool. If you like that shit, all the power to you. You earned it. Go, good for you. But it's like, I don't know.
I love that you said it, because here's the thing. When I first got into the industry, I was exactly that guy. I never had Louis Vuittons. I was never that crazy. Never spent all my money on a Rolex. Never did any of that.
I did that.
But
I'm a hypocrite. No, and I like watches. I don't
Yeah,
know.
well,
I'm
mine
getting
is a
heated
very
now.
scratched
Yours is
Apple
sick.
Watch. It's not going
No.
anywhere. But like I wore a full suit
Yep.
every day. And again, okay, if you're a Ryan Serhant and you're in that kind of business, high powered CEO kind of area, it makes sense. But then like, 2 years ago, something to do with COVID, and my team makes fun of me all the time. They're like, "You wear the same clothes every day."
Yeah.
I'm like, it's a sweater, usually a blazer, and jeans now. And it's like one less thing I have to think about, and B, it's just I'm not that guy anymore. I
Yeah.
did that Mercedes video. I
Nice.
did have
Yeah, that's I know.
it
I
wasn't
saw it, and that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking exactly about you. No,
but
I'm joking.
right, and then it's like I got my broker owners are amazing. They got me Hermes gift for Christmas
Yeah.
for all the head coaches, right, for what we
That's
call
sick. It was a nice fucking gift.
so I had coaches like a franchise owner or agency partner kind of thing,
Yeah,
right? So because
cool.
I do the Niagara on the Lake and the Muskoka office, and I'm like, this is a Hermes.
Yeah.
And
Oh
and
my God.
my entire team was like, they're like, it's Hermes. And then Nikki, the owner, messaged me. She's like, don't throw out the packaging. It holds its value. I'm like, wait, what?
What's its value?
I
Yeah.
didn't know what. I didn't even know
I'm
what
like
it. I
that
didn't
too.
know what the company was.
I can't pronounce any of the fucking names.
No.
I mean, everyone makes fun of me all the time. And the thing is, I'm not like, if you want to wear those things, like
Yeah.
wear it. It's nice. It's very nice. Good for you to have it. It's just like, I don't know. It's just like, do we really need to show it in every fucking scene?
For realtor and like
Do we need when
Belleville.
you get a new accepted offer? Do we need that accepted offer rate perfectly placed where you can see your Porsche steering wheel and your Rolex crown right on the thing? Like,
Yeah.
do we need that? I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't think we need it, but like, if you want to do it, all the power to you. But like, I don't know. I just think it's fucking weird.
Yeah, no, I understand. We're probably the only industry that does that. I bring this up all the time, like especially with awards. Like you don't see like the #2 heart surgeon from Sunnybrook Hospital.
Because
be
guess
like,
what? I ain't
so I
fucking
was
getting
#2
there.
heart surgeon in Sunnybrook last year.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for the award, everyone. I'm so humbled.
Dude, I know. It's very weird. We're also the only people who put themselves on their business cards. You ever get a doctor's card or something with them on it, with their watch, just showing their watch and their Hermes belt? I like those belts. They're nice belts. Fun fact: I went in to go buy one time. There's a lot of things I like, and then like before I go to buy it, I'm like,
Yeah,
it's just not me.
I do the same
It's not
thing too.
me. You know? So I drive a fucking Subaru.
Super.
Yeah, I drive a fucking Subaru. Listen, I hate driving in the winter. That motherfucker
rips.
treks
Yeah.
fucking rips in the winter,
Yeah,
man.
we got
Yeah.
a lot of snow out there, right, on the east side.
Yeah, we got a ton
Yeah.
of snow. It's fucking bullshit. So like I got my winter tire. I love it. I
Yep.
love it. I can't, everyone's like, you need a nicer car. I'm like, fuck you. Get whatever. Why?
You can't
What?
drive that
I
here.
don't, but I don't like this is what I think is weird about the industry is like, I don't like it. Like I don't like
Yeah.
cars. So why do I need, because people are going to make an assumption of me?
Yeah.
Like that's weird. Like I can afford a nice car if I wanted. Holy fuck, guys. Jesus.
Lay off.
Lay off of me, you fuckers. But
Now we want to see the tax.
isn't it
returns.
weird? Yeah. Pull up the numbers. You know what? Get on my phone, open my bank account.
You two paid me this much. Okay, so fuck off.
No, but it's just odd to me. I don't know. Like
know
I
what
get
you
it.
mean, man.
Maybe one day I'll want a really nice car.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't. I don't know. I don't come from a lot, and it's just like I don't know. There's certain things where like I've treated myself to certain things, and then
Yeah.
other things I like can't wrap my head around,
Yeah.
like a big car payment because of where I started, and it's just I don't know.
Well, see, I kind of had the opposite. Like my parents, my dad, they always had good money. We lived in a great neighborhood.
Yeah.
But they never spent a dime, like ever.
Right.
They still say, I don't know how we're going to afford this, Andrew. Like, what?
It's like you guys are fucking rich. What do you mean?
They buy like a 10-year-old truck, and that's what they
Yeah.
do. And that's what my biggest thing. I'm like, when I start making money, I want a car.
Yeah.
So the first car I bought was like an Audi Q5.
Yeah,
It
that's
was a
sick.
few years old, but it was like my favorite.
No, well, good for you. And that's the thing. Like, if you like it, awesome. All the power to you. Like, I'm not
Yep.
shitting on it
Yep.
at all. Like, I have nice watches because I like watches.
Yep.
But like, I like it. Like, I read on watches. I'm a fucking watch nerd.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I like. Like, I don't care about cars. Like, I don't know, it just drives me. The Porsche would have driven me here too.
Yeah.
You know, or the fucking Subaru. It's both going to drive me here.
Right.
You know? So, like, I don't know. That's a nice car. You know what? I'm going to take a picture. We're going to pop up the car here. It's green. Fully loaded Subaru too, by the way.
We're talking fully loaded.
This is a
All-wheel
Subaru
drive.
Forester, fully loaded. It's fucking all-wheel drive, leather seats, heated steering wheel, giant sunroof. It's fucking state of the art.
My man.
It's badass. It's
All right.
badass
Well, I
shit.
think we can end the podcast on the Subaru.
on the
So,
Subaru?
yeah,
Okay.
that was enough
we-
for me. I think we got to go.
I thought we were sponsored by Subaru. You're not sponsored by Subaru?
No.
Oh,
no,
shit.
No, we're
Okay.
sponsored by Burnstones. Or what am I wearing? Birkenstocks? Blundstones.
Blundstones.
See, I don't even know, man.
Yeah,
My
there you
wife buys me this stuff.
Blundstones are nice.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Those are nice. Those are low key, like $200.
What? Oh, now my wife is exposed. Now I know how much to spend on her this Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. What, she tell you they're like $3,000?
No, she didn't tell me. She's like, you don't want to know the price. She's Italian.
Oh yeah.
I'll send her this. She's like, $3 for a loaf of bread? No, put it back. We'll wait till
You know
it's on
what?
sale.
I was talking to my client about this too, and he was one of my content clients. And all I want to do, and we've gotten to a point where we're both saying is like, I just want to buy shit and not look at the price.
Yeah.
I don't fucking.
Yep.
I just bring
Yep.
it up, and if it's like higher than I thought, I'll be like, well, I fucked up, but I'm still gonna buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would rather not know because I still wouldn't, even if I made it, if I was worth $500 million, I don't think I could buy a Louis Vuitton scarf or something. Like, you know what I mean? I just don't know if I could.
Yeah, and now
If you guys want to buy it for me, I'll wear
The
it.
thing is, I almost bought a Louis Vuitton bag in Vegas just when I was there because I saw Future, you know, the rapper Future.
Yeah.
I saw him in the airport and he had a Louis Vuitton bag. I was like, that's fucking badass.
Yeah.
Then I went and I literally had it in my hand. And my wife was there and it was like $4,000. And I was like, what am I doing?
What are you going to put in it? Your
what-
laptop?
Yeah. And I was like, someone's gonna like Future's like 6'3". He's like jacked. Like someone's gonna beat the shit out of me and take this thing. Like I am not Future. Like this is
that's a good point.
you know,
not wearing brand name clothes too. Like
exactly.
rip off the watch, rip off the
Dude, I know. Like you have to watch yourself with that shit. Especially me. I'm a small dude. Like I ain't fucking.
Same. I
Yeah.
get my ass kicked real quick.
Real quick. I know, that's the thing. But the thing, moral of the story, folks, buy all the luxury goods you want.
Be you.
Be you.
Authentically
Just
you.
be you, okay? If you like the Subaru, get the Subaru. If you like the Porsche, get the Porsche. You know, it's no harm, no foul in anything. Just do what you want to do.
Be you.
Authentically yourself. This podcast is sponsored by Subaru Forester 2022 fully loaded brown leather seating.
Yeah. All right, Matt. Well, again, the Subaru talk's just throwing me off. So no, I'm just joking.
He's
We
like,
are
yeah, let's just get the hell out of here. He's like, this is ridiculous. You know what? We're not actually going to release this because I hate Subaru so much.
Yeah. Well, now I'm a Mercedes guy. So
Are you?
Yeah.
Which kind? Not that I know, but which kind?
I had a C300 and now I'm in a GLC 300 something.
Okay.
I also
Everyone,
don't know
put a
cars
poll.
as well.
Have a poll. Is that a good one or a bad one? Did he cheap out on this Mercedes or is it a good one?
It's a chick car.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah. But I also have a 2021
Okay.
Yukon.
G-Wagon. Okay.
No, Yukon XL SLT.
Okay.
So it's that big bastard, 7-seater, double wide cargo space. I'm talking 4 hockey bags in the back, baby.
We have kids, right?
3.
So it's a must.
It is a must.
Yeah, good for you. The Forester, though, I would recommend you looking at the 2023 Forester. Tons of room back there. Okay,
Yeah, enough for 4 hockey bags?
I mean, I don't know. Fuck, I didn't measure 4 hockey bags, but my dog can fit in there great. Big
All
boy.
right, man. Well, look, I appreciate you coming on the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Where can people find you if they obviously, it's a stupid question because I'm sure they all follow you already, but for those who don't.
So just go to my OnlyFans, Matt Lionetti. No, so just Matt.Lionetti across all platforms. Lionetti. And thank you for pronouncing it properly because everyone calls me Lionetti, but it's Lionetti.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm basically half Italian. Married in.
Well, yeah. So good for you. That's awesome. Married in.
All right, buddy.
Awesome.
Thanks a lot,
Thanks,
man.
dude.
Appreciate it.